Father's sword. But what is it doing here?
Come on now. Did you really expect to find him alive? Even after everything you have experienced, still you hold out hope.
Oh, Father. What have I done?
What now, then? Gather up enough sand, perform another grand rewind? Or perhaps you can return to the island and travel back to a time when he might still be saved. Maybe rescue a damsel in distress along the way.
No! You are right. I have been like a child. Naive and arrogant, always rushing to undo my mistakes, never facing the consequences of my actions. No more. I accept what I have done, and all that it implies.
What is this? You have no water? How did you...
You hold no power over me now. Be gone. Retreat to whatever dark hole spawned you, and do not trouble me again.
Only that easy, Prince. Oh, you do not seem to like the light.
As you can see by now, I'm having a little bit of trouble. There we go. This is basically the home stretch right now, guys. This is pretty much not the end of the game, but we're getting there. Can we save a little bit? Now, the other prince, the Dark Prince, is not going to help you now, but you basically know what you're doing up to this point, so you don't need his help. But you'll still hear him tell you stuff because that's part of...
You may not be able to see these creatures, but you can still hear them.
That's part of the game's mechanic. They didn't actually edit that out. I don't know what they were thinking, but it's too late now. It might have something to do with the fact that this is a game meant for like PlayStation and in GameCube, and they basically just put it on the Wii. That might have something to do with it. Oh, screwed up there. It's deceiving. Take it slow. Always take it slow. Not like I do. I didn't notice this until much later, but I'm gonna let you guys basically see what it is that I didn't notice. And it has to do with the amount of damage I do to enemies now that I have the sword. I just remembered that was there. It's been a while, but I remember some things. Like, the final boss is probably one of the most annoying bosses, for the fact that you have to be so precise about how you approach him, and that's pretty much it. We're basically working ourselves out of the well now. We're going to be on the outside in about a minute. I probably could have launch shotted it to that other pole, but I just wanted to make it right for the game so that it wasn't rushed, and so now you basically get better gameplay now that I'm not making mistakes left and right. I didn't actually memorize where I died, so I can't really do a death counter. I don't know who's going to go through these and actually find them, but I don't know why I did that. That was a silly move. That was pretty cool. I don't know what was going through my head when I did that. This part is a little bit annoying, but oh yeah, I couldn't get. You have to tilt the nunchuck so that it looks like you're about to swing overhead, and for some reason it just took me forever to get that motion. Because did you notice yet about the weapon?
And
nope.
so
Okay.
the prince's eyes have finally been opened to the true nature of his corrupt half, that cruel and charismatic voice that once whispered in his ear. It had subtly encouraged our burdened hero to do wrong. But now, the voice was still. The prince's mind once more his own.
Brilliant. Oh, and by the way, does it ever mention the prince's name? I never... Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Anyway, does it ever mention the prince's name? Because I never get that name right. You guys have seen this, right? There you go. That was... Okay, I probably shouldn't be telling you guys this, but I just went out because I was coughing again, and when I coughed, I basically hacked up the bit of mucus that was left in my lungs after I was sick the other 2 weeks, and I basically had to get that out, because you don't want to swallow that again, that's disgusting. You guys get my point, though, but whatever. I was playing Brawl the other day with the Buzz, and he went zero suit against my Falcon, and I basically... I don't know if I could say I was trolling him, but I was doing alright. I mean, what I figured out, a neat little thing you could do with Falcon is that when you do an up air, right before you hit the ground, it hits their shield, and usually what they do is shield grab, but I figure if you do that and then do a jab, which comes out extremely quickly, you can basically just use that as a follow-up, go into Gentleman, rack up a little bit of damage, wait for them to counterattack, and then just shield grab them, and I figure that worked on the Buzz like 5 times. That's one of the great approach options that Falcon doesn't really present, but he has it, and I figure that's amazing. That's not exactly something that... It doesn't seem viable, but when I approach an opponent, I usually double jump, so it looks like Falcon is doing like a somersault, and what that does is it makes them try and get... my opponent try and guess what I'm gonna do, because I can do one of a few things. I can do a neutral air, and then I'll follow up with a neutral air cancel, footstool, and then do whatever I want. And then it comes to a back air, which really follows into a grab at low percents, or it just knocks them away, and it just puts them in a sense that they don't know what I'm gonna do next. And then I can follow up with a down air. I rarely use. I don't really use down air for unless it's auto canceled. I don't really use that in double jump. But what I do is I use up air, and what that does is that actually follows up with basically anything you want. Well, not anything, but I like the Falcon kick. Just make it Falcon kick seem like really, really cool. And I nail that this time. I waited because I didn't actually see where I had to go. That was a little fancy. Oh, I had to go up here, but the game thinks I want to attack this guy, so it won't let me do that. So I'm trying to get up there, and so I didn't notice why I was killing them so quickly. I thought it was just the weapon I had, but I'm gonna leave that until next episode to tell you what it was. And so we work our way over here, slide down, triple kill. I can't believe I didn't see. I just thought it was really powerful. I didn't think it killed enemies. Damn. There you go. Trying to get out of the well and into the tower basically takes up this entire episode. It's kind of a long little segment of the game, but it's not too long. One pole, second pole. Hit me, and then I just basically unload. They're stealing my sands, but I did that, and I was just like, yeah, get at me. Oh yeah, and then they stopped me, so I had to kill them. This game's got a weird mechanic. It doesn't allow you to lock on to your opponents or whatever you want. It locks on for you. Was I supposed to do that? I think I was. Okay, and then we go up here, jump across, jump upwards, and then jump across once more, and then we slide down to our death, which I almost fell for. You're actually supposed to go up. I fell for it the first time I played this game, but this next part kind of got me. Watch this. I got hit, and then I tried to get out of the way. I got hit again, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna rewind. And then I got hit with the back, so I slowed it down, and then I tried to go through, which I do make it, but then I get hit. And then now it's coming back down, and it hits me again, and I die, and I'm like, oh no, I gotta rewind that. But I didn't realize I'm trapped now in a never-ending loop of getting hit and dying, and I'm like, no, I gotta break this. And so I mash buttons, and I actually get free. But in this game, that's so scary. It's unbelievably scary, because you don't want to continue from... In this place, you don't want to continue from a checkpoint that's like a million miles away, because it will do that to you. To the right, I'm like, yes, more sands. And so I managed to muster up 4. I get up the stairs. I'm like, a fountain. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. All that helped. I did cut the recording there, but... Oh yeah, I immediately recognize this room, and I basically make a run for it. Enemies on the ground, and I don't want to deal with them, so I just My friend the other day tried to get me into a game called Rhythm Heaven. That's a bizarre game. It's so bizarre. And there's this one game where there are these rappers that are trying to get down one thing, and they keep screwing it up, and I can't help but think this is the horrible stereotype of rappers. I mean, Japanese people, that is what we are as far as rapping goes, and, well, I don't think so, but my gosh. It was kind of bad. We couldn't beat the level for 30 minutes,
Shall I continue?
so we had to hear
This is a fine
over
place
and
to
over
start
again,
the tale next time.
a whole bunch of nonsense. Let's just put it that way. Let's just say there were a lot of faux shows in there. Oh yeah, I kind of couldn't land this one. I kept trying to time it ahead, but I had plenty of time to get up, so I just waited for it. Piece of cake. This game doesn't make it too hard for you. It's only the traps that you really need to figure out the timing. On that, it's be patient, but hurry up, because it will move without you. This right here is the home stretch, because it's a tower. Tower is the last thing in the game. There's the bottom tower, which I'm on right now. There's the middle tower, and then there's the upper tower. The upper tower is probably the most difficult, because of the sheer concentration you have to put into it. Yeah, I had to climb to the left and basically go in there. And I needed to actually pull around and do that. I don't know what I was thinking, but it seems that worked out kind of well. And then I thought, uh-oh, gotta go down here, maybe he won't see me. It worked, so I climb up immediately and I go over for the backstab. I'm like, wait a second. Killing people using sand. I should probably get them. I didn't actually know where to go, so I'm looking around and I'm like, oh wait, there's an eagle sign on the bottom left. I should probably look at that. Then I saw it. I had to go up here. That wasn't too hard to recognize, but I mean, come on. Come on, John. Come on, Prince. And that was just bravo. That part, bravo. That was when I began to realize what the thing I was talking about was, what basically makes them not so hard anymore. I won't spoil that till later. If you haven't figured it out by now, which you probably have. careful. Now what you want to do here is hop to the right. You want to make it over that. I didn't realize that at first, but we got it. You know what else in Smash Brothers? There's this character called Ice Climbers, and the thing about them is they can just chain grab 0 to death. But in Melee, there's this technique called wobbling, and I'm like, what is wobbling? Turns out it's a move that basically just... it's almost an instant win for anybody who just masters it and uses it in gameplay. Now, I know about wobbles, and he's like the first one to implement that in gameplay, in tournament. But I tried it, like, for the first time the other day, and my immediate thought was, this is easy. I just grab, pummel once with Popo, and then tilt a little bit forward so that Nana gets the forward tilt, and I just repeat the steady flow of the A button. And all what that does is just alternating blows, and that just allows them to not escape. And that's amazing. I figure, wow, if I'm losing, just go Ice Climbers, and then when I win that like match out of the best of 3, I'll just go back to my other character, so it's not like I have the choice to just win with that cheese. I barely made that right there. This was still where she got me. Oh, I forgot to left or right. And then I just went for it. Oh boy, I get hit. So I figured, alright, I'm gonna go this way, and I get hit again. Not exactly the best of it. I went forward and hit my bow, so it's basically really bad. Hit again. So this run, jump, stab, swing, jump, stabby, and more jumpy. That was basically it for this episode, though.